This might be a customer service kind of thing, but customer service isn't open today. I don't know if you can help me or not. Do you actually have access to the schedules themselves, or do you just feed your system times and it spits out a window? Because I just called setting up a ride for tomorrow and Tuesday for that matter. And I told them that I needed to be there at 8:30. 8:30. And they're telling me like 6:10 to 6:40, I believe is what they said for tomorrow. I'm like, I'm used to 7:10 to 7:40, but 6:10 to 6:40? Are we going to be driving around for an hour and a half, 2 hours before we get to my place? Or do you intend to drop me off at 6:40 when you pick me up at 6:10? I mean, I know you could show up between 6:10 and 6:40, and it's just as possible that it'll be 7:15 before we get there, but it's also, possible to get 6:10. You could pick me up at 6:10 and then go straight there and get me there at 6:40. Or will you be driving around and it's going to be 7:30, 8 o'clock before we get there because we got that much driving to do? I guess I just... Hi, everyone. First of all, I am using a different recorder. I'm using a different specialized laptop for the blind because my old faithful is being, I believe he's still en route. Yeah, I call him, her. They're machines. They're not human beings. But they've got voices and they... Anyways, he's being repaired. And as a result, I'm using this other device that, first of all, one of the differences is that the one I'm using in the interim doesn't really do well with these MP3 recorders that I tend to use. I can use them, but then when I try to take them back to this machine to organize my files so that I can take them back to the computer and the editing software, she can't read from those devices, which is probably more than you needed to know. But the point is, until my old faithful comes back, I kind of have a hard time using that vlogging camera slash MP3 recorder slash audio recorder, whatever you'd want to call my version of a YouTube camera or a vlogging camera. So I can use this, which I'm using right now, or I could use the voice memos app on my phone. I might end up starting to use that. But it's only until my old faithful that can handle the MP3 recorder that I prefer to use comes back from being repaired. In the meantime, I guess I'll do a workday vlog or a workday commute vlog, starting with the fact this is crazy. I called door-to-door transit saying I need to be at work at 8:30. You might have already heard this in whatever amount of the conversation with the door-to-door transit other reservationist I release, but I said, have me there by 8:30. They're like, okay, we'll pick you up between 6:10 and 6:40. I'm like, 6:10 and 6:40. At the time I accepted it, I ended up calling back. I'm like, are you going to spend 2 hours driving me around? And are you going to pick me up at 6:20 and then drive me around until 8:20 and have me there at 8:20? Is that what you're planning on doing? And they're like, well, we don't know exactly how it's going to happen. We can't tell you one way or another. I'm like, then I'm not willing to leave this place at 6:10 when I just as easily could get to work at 6:40, 6:50. I need to start work at 9 o'clock. You're getting me there 2 hours before I even need to start. That's ridiculous. I wasn't that snappy, but that was the point. I'm used to getting to work like an hour early, which is kind of silly, but it happens. It's welcome to the world of door-to-door transit. 2 hours early, I'm not going to do it. There's no reason. There's no reason for that, except apparently now there is. Apparently things are getting really bad, and there's only so many routes, like less than before, and The only way that oh my God, I don't know. Apparently it's bad and it's going to get worse, and it really makes me want to freaking quit this job. I have been dealing with this shit it's going to be 4 years in March. I want to be done with this. But I don't dare quit without another plan for getting the money that's bringing me in. I don't see how I can afford to live without it. I mean, I can't afford to live without it and still have the lifestyle that I want. I really, really want to quit this and make some job or business that I can work out of my home my main income or one of my biggest income streams. But right now I don't have anything like that in place, so I have to do this. I have to keep working this job that once I get to work, it's actually a good job. I worry that I won't be able to find a job that I'll like just as much working from home. That's the bottom line. I'm worried that I won't be able to find a job where I work for somebody else and enjoy myself as much as this. And it's causing me to not even... I'm allowing it to cause me to not even try to find another job. Because I don't know how to look for another job like this that I can work from my home. Because I've talked to my current company about working from home, and they said, well, because of the job that you work, you're working directly with the drugs, I can't have you taking even one package out of our warehouse, let alone a whole day's worth of work. It's because of the pharmacy laws that are involved. So I have a couple of ideas for businesses. One, I finally really got serious about figuring out, okay, these barriers, how are we going to overcome them? Even that, it's going to take time to work that. My transcription business, that's all me. It's going to take time to work that. Actually, it's not all me. It is all me, but it is all me working the business. But as far as the website or the social media pages, I have someone else that's going to be working on that part of it. And she's going to do a way better job than I would. But, building an online presence, building a business, building a clientele, building, it all takes time. And I don't see that I can shortcut it and quit yet. So I have to force this to work. But the longer I'm at this, the harder it is, the more frustrating it is, the more I really want freaking out of this. But we sit here and be in our feelings for a little while, and then we figure out what tiny step can we take right now to get half an inch closer, half a millimeter closer to that dream of saying, goodbye, fucked up commute. Hello, no commute. And yes, I realize I'm cussing up a tree, but first of all, people get away with talking like that on YouTube all the time. So don't get in my face about it. Secondly, that's just the reality of how I feel right now. I'm just so ready to be done with this shit. Good morning. I am making good on what I said about using the voice memos app on my phone to record. You don't care what I'm using to record, do you? I don't know why I feel the need to say that, I'm saying this because I just say that kind of stuff. Why? What difference does it make? So, I hope the news is not monopolizing I'm up unusually early, but it is 5:30, 5:40. Back button. Of course, my stupid iWatch doesn't want to tell me what time it is.
Watch face. 5:35 a.m. and
5:35. And I have a door-to-door transit window that opens at 6:55. It's only slightly earlier than some of the windows that I've had in the past, but it's still like 6:55 in the morning comes too damn early. And 6:55 is when I have to be ready to potentially walk out this door, not roll out of bed. Force myself to face another day. My life does not suck that bad. It's just, I'm ready for a change, and I can't make a change yet. What was I going to say? Oh, I'm sitting here watching the local news, and please, folks, if you've got a smoke alarm going on, I know it's a pain in the ass, especially if it just happens to go off when you don't want it to. But when there's a fire alarm going, please go outside. It might be the stupid smoke alarms going off for no reason again, but you never know when it isn't. Tragic, tragic fire in New York City. According to this report, it was a space heater that malfunctioned. But it also said that some people just ignored the smoke alarm because, that damn thing always goes off. Yeah, and they didn't live to the other side of this thing. Maybe y'all learn a lesson from people that could have made it if they would have said, well, the one time we are like, well, that damn thing doesn't mean anything anymore, that'll be the time that it does. Maybe we should go ahead and get out of here. Well, it's nice to know that I'm not the only one that prefers Twitter as a social media. I know that everybody and their brother and sister is on freaking Instagram. I do not embrace Instagram, but according to my brand specialist, I don't know what to call her, but a brand specialist, I first came to her as a website builder, but then the more we talked, the more I realized she's going to do more than build my website. Anyway, according to her, the people that I am going to end up benefiting the most are frankly sighted people. And with that in mind, I've got to exist on Instagram, even if I don't do a whole lot on Instagram. I've got it. That's where my customers are going to end up hanging out. So I'm going to have to at least sit there for a little while. What? Huh, that'll be interesting. It's probably not anything I care about, but that sounds, that tease just sounded interesting. Anyway, I'm glad that the weather woman, or the morning weather woman anyway, she's like, if you want to communicate with us in the morning about weather photos, the best way to do it, the best way to do it is actually through Twitter. Send me a tweet at, whatever. I'm like, gee, Kelly, thanks. I thought I was the only person that thrived on Twitter. I mean, that's not true. I know that Allison from Daily Star Trek News prefers Twitter over Instagram or Facebook. I guess I do too. I mean, Facebook, I hang out there. I don't post there much. Twitter, I don't constantly post there either. But if you want to see the most posts, follow me at the Real ANV87 on Twitter. That's where I do the most posting and the most liking and the most retweeting. I'm trying to retweet on, anverdine.com on Twitter. I'm probably going to change that again. I think it's just at Anverdine. I'm probably either going to change that or my brand specialist and I will create a different account for my online presence thing. I think the Anverdine was my these two are my online presence. Let's face it, like I said, the biggest online presence on Twitter is at the real NV87. But anyway, Allison and I thrive on Twitter. Kelly, I guess, thrives on Twitter. I don't even know what a chicken daddy is. Yeah, why don't you?
To meet Mr. May. Cora Harlan joins us live this morning. And Cora, tell us more about this calendar and how it all came together.
Well, this calendar I have in my hand right. This thing is selling like hotcakes. This is the Chicken Daddy's 2022 calendar, and it's not too late to get one for 2022. This calendar, believe it or not, and Carl, come on in here, and I'll just give you a little preview here. We've got some stills here to air. This calendar is made up of everything. You got the requirements are you got to have Daisy Dukes, you got to have a beautiful figure and a lot of guts. And this guy here, who's from Sherwood, his name is Dutch. He's got a lot of guts, as you can see. All right, it's been a big success. People around the country now, I know, are buying these. I've had relatives in Oklahoma say that. Hey, we're buying the calendar and blah blah. Can you autograph it? All right, let's just do away with all the video that you're showing there. Let's go to the second piece of video. That would be Mr. May. Okay, tell me when it's up, because I don't have a monitor out here. The VO is up of Mr. May. Look at that good-looking guy there. Who's that? That chicken is Brahma Mama, who sadly has passed away.
She passed away. We think a raccoon got her.
Sad.
But she will live on.
Now, I've had people tell me when they look at that picture, that's the happiest that I've looked in a long
I
time.
love that picture of you.
I do too.
You were so happy with her. You were just snuggling with her.
Yeah.
Aw.
It's a good smile. My gut is, it's there, whatever, it's there. My wife pointed out my hairy arms and stuff like that, but that is just a nice, perfect photo with that chicken and everything else like that. Everybody, I hope you're...
So a chicken daddy is a fat guy that's loving on a chicken. Is that what I'm hearing?
whatever it is you're thinking this morning. But what a neat idea. You've had a lot of success selling these for people who want to get their hands on one of these Chicken Daddy's calendars.
I'm not concerned about it. Okay, so
chickendaddies.com, and they are selling across the country.
if you want one, chickendaddies.com. Video not sponsored. Video not something that probably would sponsor me, because I don't care about what things look like. So, but for those of you who enjoy your chicken daddies, I hope you love your stuff. I hope this part of the vlog doesn't take up the whole vlog. It was about 9.5 minutes last time I edited it. See, my 6:30 alarm just went off. If I was just waking up right now, I really would not be in a good situation. I mean, I would have made it work, but I'm glad I'm up now. Given what stupid time I have to be ready to leave. And I checked my ride, and it's estimated to arrive at 6:55. See, this is why I wouldn't accept a 6:10 window, because if they would have showed up right at 6:10, again, if we were going to drive around for 2 hours, I would have gotten there at 8:10. Okay, that would have been plenty of time. But if we weren't, I could have gotten there as early as 6:40. Is my office coordinator even there at 6:40? I'll ask her. But not as bad as it was. See you later.
Stop button.
Okay. My ride is here. And I just heard officially on the news. Apparently, this entity that controls this bus system has so many drivers calling in sick, which, I get it. If you're sick, stay home. First of all, if you're not feeling well, you don't want to work. Secondly, if you're sick with something contagious, like what a lot of people seem to be coming down with these days, don't spread it all over your workplace that spans all over the area. Anyway, so many drivers are calling in sick that they're having to reduce service, which I'm guessing it's affected everything from fixed route buses to my buses. But it's just, okay, I have everything I need, I'm pretty sure. Why am I running around trying to grab what I might have left? No, there is one I grabbed. I don't remember if I grabbed one or not, so I'll just grab another one. This time I'm in heaven too. So that's why. I mean, I guess that's not necessarily a forever thing, but this is the effect that it's having, and it just, again, it just brings it home all the more how much I wish I didn't have to deal with any of this. But I can keep wishing, or I can take even one step at a time, even one step per day, to do something to change my circumstances. And on that note, I have to go. I'll see you on the bus or somewhere. Either on the bus or when I get to work. Well, no, I'm fine with it. It's just that when I called to reserve this ride, at first they gave me a 6:10 to 6:40. I'm like, are we going to be driving around for 2 hours, or are you going to take me straight there? I mean, at first I accepted that, but then I called back and started questioning it. They're like, well, we can't know for sure, we can't actually look at the actual schedule and how it's routed to be. We've just got the times. I'm like, well, if you're potentially going to pick me up as early as 6:10 and then get me there as early as 6:40, when I don't even have to start until 9, and I just tell you guys 8:30 to make sure I get there on time, I'm not going to take that. But look how this is going to work out. You're going to have me there at like 7:30, which is fine. That happens sometimes. But 6:10 to 6:40 would have got me there even earlier. Ridiculously early. So, yeah, this is going to be fine. I did the right thing saying, no, I'm not going to forget have to be there at 8:30. Just give me something that's 7 to 7:30 or later. It's ridiculous to be there potentially. Yeah, you would have shown up, if I would have taken that 6:10 to 6:40, you would have shown up at 6:10. You would have gotten me there at 6:40. Yeah, I don't know how much of that I was able to let you hear, but I'm going straight to work, which means if I would have taken that earlier window, she would have shown up a lot earlier. I would have gotten to work a lot earlier. I'm going to get to work pretty early now, but at least me showing up at 7:30, 7:35, 7:40, that's happened before. I mean, my office coordinator has seen the day this has happened before, so she shouldn't be too shocked. I'm at work already. It is
7:44 a.m. and 14 seconds.
7:45. I came in and almost immediately found out about something that I don't have any problem with the minor change that has been made. I have a problem with the way when I pointed something out, the way it was handled was the individual I was having the conversation with was like, well, I completely understand it and I'll make sure that happens, but here's the long-ass process that we have to go through before. I'm like, it's not that complicated. People don't know what's involved, and instead of looking at it from the attitude of, well, let's see how to go about it, they automatically figure, no, it's going to be way too complicated. It's going to be way too, we'll do it and we'll make sure it gets done, but it's going to take a lot of doing, a lot of drama, a lot of whatever. I'm like, no, it isn't. I'm going to walk in here tomorrow with labelings for a keypad and show her how simple it would be. Unless I have a conversation with my boss today that convinces me not to. And if the way I wrote it doesn't fit it, then we'll cut them down and we'll put them on there. That is not that freaking complicated. This does not have to be as difficult as this person's making it out to be, in my opinion. I'll have a conversation with my boss. I pulled out the wrong box. Actually, I think I already threw that away. That's what I'm looking for. I'll have a conversation with my boss, and well, that's a situation that I won't necessarily be vlogging, so I don't know if I'll even keep this on the vlog. I'm gonna just hang out for an hour and then start work and wrap up this vlog, because I don't think there's going to be anything else to vlog today. Well, maybe I won't wrap it up yet. I'll wrap it up maybe I'll wrap it up at lunch or when I get home. I will allow myself to have that discussion with my boss, because she and I have a check-in today, a one-on-one meeting where we just kind of check in and talk about stuff. And this is definitely on my list of things to talk to her about. It's not written down on my list of things to talk to her about, but it's going to go on my list of things to talk to her about if this silly substitute specialty machine of mine will manipulate this file. She has been just misbehaving. She was misbehaving last night. Well, over the weekend, it turns out. Open that folder, that file. Can you manipulate it, Zoe? I'm not the only person who names their devices, but I know that's kind of weird, but I'll just write the word that this revolves around. I'll know what that means. Now, are you going to save this, or are you going to... Looks like she saved it. Zoe, why can't you do that with every file? Why can't you manipulate every file on this SD card? I'm going to take about an hour for myself and then get started. I will see you guys when I wrap up this vlog, because I don't think there's going to be anything else worth vlogging. Alright, I'm on my lunch break, and what did I want to talk to you about? I've forgotten. I said, I'm going to wrap up this vlog. Well, maybe I'm not. No, I'll wait until I either get home or go to lunch. Well, what was I going to talk to you about? Maybe I wanted to have a conversation with my boss before I assumed that I was right and the other people involved were wrong, and I pretty much was. I think the other individual involved just doesn't understand how simple it is to put Braille on something. It's an adhesive. Maybe I'll make a video about that. Am I the one that's supposed to create the labels? I don't know. But if only because I am so determined of, like, this is not as complicated as you think it is, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove it. I'm motivated to go ahead and write those labels. And I might just make a video about, if you want to make a Braille label for something, how do you do it? It's really pretty easy. Not a $6,000 and $20 an hour manpower type of ordeal. Okay, on that note, I think I am going to wrap up this vlog. Thank you for listening / watching. Check out Aira, check out Shipped, check out the Daily Star Trek News episode that I was on, check out all of the links in the description box below. Thank you for listening / watching, and you'll hear from me in the next video. Bye.